start with reading about the protocol of confessing the offenses, and then we talk about Āpatti and various common exemptions for the type of offenses. And then in the end, we're going to read a sutta about Hiri-ottappa, which is a supporting condition for the practice and necessarily for the Vinaya, sense of shame, sense of wholesome shame and concern for the consequences of your actions. And so let's, this particular sutta is from the Mahavagga, where in the, so you can find this text in the Mahavagga in the Āpatti-paṭidesanā chapter. And so this is a time when so the Buddha has already declared that at the Uposatha, all the bhikkhus should be pure in their confessions. So if somebody has committed an offense, then by that time, by the Uposatha time, they should have confessed it. And one of the bhikkhus is wondering what to do because he has committed an offense. So I'll quickly go through the section here, but we're only going to analyze the middle part. So Tinakopana samayena anyataro bhikkhu taduposate āpattiṃ āpando hoti. So at that time, Tinakopana samayena, a certain bhikkhu, anyataro bhikkhu, that being the uposatha, the bhikkhu is in offense. Āpatti is offense, and he committed an offense. Atakotas bhikkhu bhikkhu no etadahosi. So and then for that bhikkhu, this thought occurred. It was like this for him. So Bhagavata Paññattaṃ, the Blessed One has made known, Paññattaṃ nasāpatikena uposato kātabhoti, that one who has committed an offense shouldn't perform the uposatha. Ahañcaṃ hi āpattiṃ āpanno. So, but I have committed an offense. Kataṃ nuko mayāpa bhajitabbhati. That how should I follow? What should I continue with? They tell the matter to the Blessed One. Bhagavato ettamattaṃ ārochesum. Ārochesi is ārocheti. Is that they have announced or declared this situation. And what follows is that the Blessed One, the Buddha, describes that you recognize this situation that one of the bhikkhus, his upper robe over one shoulder, ekaṃ karitava, sitting down. So ukutikaṃ ajangavesako, this is the crouched posture. Can you hear me, ajangavesako?
Okay. This is the Ukutika, yes, is the posture sitting on the heels when in Sri Lanka or in Burma, the monks are sitting on their heels during Patimokkha, you can see, or during confession. They don't sit in papaya, but they sit on their heels.
That's right. And so, one wonders how old that custom is. But here, this phrase is often found in the Vinaya. But you remember when we were looking at the history of the Vinaya that a lot of these texts were finalized and edited and recorded in Sri Lanka. So, you have to keep in mind that these texts are passed from one generation to another. So the bhikkhus sitting like that, having made Anjali, holding their hands in Anjali, they tell each other that they have such and such an offense, and they ask, do you see the offense? You should see the offense. Āpasami, I see the offense. Do you recognize it describes the procedure that we also practice for confessing apatti. So let's read this section a bit more closely, just to be familiar with the language. Venerable Tirapemo, can I ask you to read this quote, please?
Bhagavata Āpatti-paṭidesanā, right? Yes. Pañattam, okay. Bhagavata pañattam na sapatikena uposato kataboti anchami apatim apanno katam nuko maya patipajitavanti.
Can you help us to break it down?
Yes, I try. Bhagavata is clear. We refer to the Blessed One, right?
But it's what is the ending? Bhagavata.
Okay.
Is the instrumental. So by the Blessed One.
Okay. Pañata is read arranged. Sapatiketa.
It arranged sometimes, but here it means declared or explained.
Okay.
It has been explained by the Buddha.
And uposato is referenced by the uposata.
Uposata, yes.
Kataboti.
So it's from karoti, to do, and katabo is that which should be done. So uposato katabo, the uposata should be done. But how? Not sapatikena. So should not be done by sa apatika. Sa apatika is one who is with
offense.
Sa apatika
must be pure, basically.
Yeah. So sapatikena is by one, is an instrumental against it. And not so uposata should not be performed, should not be done by someone who has an offense.
Okay.
And then next.
Anchami apatim apanno. Fall into its step.
So apanno is fallen into an offense. Yes. Apating is an accusative, into the offense. Apanno is fallen into. It's from apajati, to fall into, and then apanno is having fallen into, and ahang cha amhi. Ahang amhi or ahang asmi. Here is ahang amhi is I am.
I am, yes.
Ahang cha amhi. So I am fallen into an offense.
It's like bante. I mean, it's the verse the same. Okay.
And then katam
nuko maya patipajitavanti should be practiced.
Katam is how?
Yes. How is possible that?
How nukho is this kind of, when you're asking something, you put nukho. How indeed? Maya, by me. Me, by me. Maya. Patipajitavanti should be practiced. You know, it's from patipati. Is the same word as for practice. But it's more. Yeah, like in English, practice can also mean like what should I do?
What should I do? In other words.
Okay.
You know what procedure I should practice? What procedure I should follow?
Okay. If I yes, of course. Yeah.
So.
Not an offense.
And then as we read in the Mahavagga, the Buddha will describe the method of confession, of confessing apatti. But the various reasons that are common for falling into an offense: lack of shame, somebody knows the offense but they continue anyway, or they don't know the rule, which you are inoculated against because you are here at the Vinaya class and you are going to read about the rules. So somebody is in doubt but goes ahead. So acting in doubt, what type of offense is that? So that's always, at the very least, is a dukkhata. And it could be a more serious offense, but if you are in doubt whether, for example, something is a pācitya, and you go ahead and do anyway, even if it was not a pācitya, then you have a dukkata of wrongdoing for acting in doubt. So good practice is, if you're not sure, then ask another bhikkhu. there are other brothers and venerables around you to ask questions from.
Or at least doesn't do anything.
Or at least wait. It's a underappreciated solution to most problems that you can just wait. That's right. So things he should do something when it's actually not the correct thing to do, or the opposite, or another reason for an offense is when he is acting without thinking. So this will be also an exemption, but it's not always a non-offense to do something unknowingly. So there are offenses which you can commit even if you had no idea that you're committing it. So 4 conditions are typical for the exemptions. This is a general blanket exemptions: someone who is insane, delirious, suffering intense pain, the original perpetrator. And we'll read the terminology for this a little bit later. Comes from the situations that arise around the parajikas. But let's go through the formula of the formal confessions. Can I ask Venerable Bupasamo, can you read the confession formula for us?
Aham Bante Sambaula Nana Patukayo Lochayayu Apatio Apano Ta Patidesani Pasas Kausu Ama Bante Pasani Ayanti Ausu Samariasi Sadhu Bante Samarisami.
Thank you. So I included here the situation where the junior bhikkhu is addressing the senior one. But let's go through this word by word. Ajahn Gabesako, can you go through this with us, please?
So it's the junior monk speaking. So it says Aham Bante, addressing the senior as Bante. Aham. So and the verb is apano. Yeah. So I have fallen into, and now it says what? So tulachayayo apatiyo. So this is the plural. So the grave offenses, tulachaya is translated as a grave, and they are nana vatukayo of various bases. So apatiyo is the plural, tulachaya grave offenses, nana is various, vatu means basis, which means like they are based on different like different circumstances or different reasons. Yeah. And sambahula means many. Bahula is a lot, sambahula many. So I have fallen into grave offenses with various bases. And then āpatti-paṭidesanā. Ta means they. I confess
to
them.
Offenses.
Exactly. The apatio, so because there are many, so I confess them. So paṭidesanā, I confess. I confess them.
That's right, and this here is a question, in fact.
Yeah, that's right.
So the senior bhikkhu will ask passasi, so present. So this is from seeing. So passati is the third person, is that he sees, right? And then passasi is the second person. Do you see?
You see?
Do you see, friend? Or seeing here also means understanding.
Yeah. Do you see it? Like in English.
Do you see the offense? Do you realize that this confirms the acknowledging it? Not just you say that this happened, but the senior bhikkhu confirms that. Do you see why that's an offense? And in this way, that's right. So if the junior bhikkhu is asking the senior one, then passata is the plural. Plural second, which is a polite way of addressing a senior person.
Yeah, you see as a plural, as if he was talking to several people. Yeah.
That's right, and then the bhikkhu responds, Amavante passami. Ama is generally just yes. Bante, I see. So again, passati is third person, he sees. Passasi is you see. Passami is I see.
I see. Yeah. And then there is ayating avuso sangvarayasi. So ayating is in the future. It's a kind of indeclinable, I think, article in the future always. Friend also in the future sangvarayasi. You should be restrained. Sangvarayasi. Yeah, so samvara, restraint. So is the second person again, second person singular in this case. But for the senior monk, you have to say samvarayatha. Is the second person plural. Okay, and then the last.
What is
sadhu
the singular one?
Ajahn Kongrit has a question.
Samvarayatha is a plural. What is the singular one?
It's the
Sangvarayasi.
Sangvarayasi is it's the so this is from Sangvarati. Is that the?
That must be the verb.
Yes,
you
that's
can
the third person.
I think it's Sangvarati probably.
Sangvarati
is the origin.
Sangvarati is.
Okay, that's Sangvarati.
Sangvarati, he restrains, controls, and then looking at the conjugation. So Sangvarati is he restrains. Sangvareya is the optative for singular, but it's third, so he should restrain. Sangvareyasi is the second, so you should restrain. And then the plural, so we're talking about the polite address, Sangvareyatha is the optative second plural.
Yeah. And then it's just saying yes, sadhu, suthu. That means both of them means like it is fine, it is good. But I will restrain myself. Sangvarisami.
That's right. Very good formula.
Yeah.
And it's best when you know what the meaning of the words.
This is, by the way, only the formula used in the Thai tradition. In Sri Lanka or even some places in Thailand, they use different kinds of formulas. Sometimes they group all the rules into one and use slightly different. Well, they don't do it like four different. Yeah, they do it all included in one.
Yes, that's right. In Sri Lanka, at the first Uposatha when I was there, I think the junior bhikkhu who tried to confess offences for me was quite confused.
Yeah.
Because my responses didn't match with what he was expecting.
Exactly. But you can see that this formula that we use is sort of corresponding to what's in the original text in the Vinaya, so it's probably quite accurate. And I suspect maybe this particular formula that we use, it might be reinstated or brought back by the Dhammayut reforms, and we are probably just adopting it now because I think I suspect I was with some other Thai monks and they were using a different formula, some other like Mahanikaya monks. and they use that other one. That way you make it easier. You just like confess everything together in one.
So they go through each group and they say, I confess all of these offenses, I confess all of these offenses, group by group, no?
No. That's the thing. They say, I put all of them together. That's right.
Blanket confessions.
That's it. Sabbapatiyo means all offenses.
Sappata apatiro apatiyo aro jemi.
I think I have a...
Yeah, that's right. It's in the old Bhikkhu manual. At least it was in the old Bhikkhu manual.
I kept it...
Oh yeah, you got it, yes. Okay.
The Sri Lankan Āpatti-paṭidesanā.
That's it.
Okasa ahang bante sabba apatti varo chemi. Maybe this is better for you in the light. Like this.
Yeah, sometimes it's like one word, sabbapatiyo.
Sabbapatiyo varo chemi. All offenses I confess.
Yeah.
It's quite different from the Thai.
Yes, I had to learn in Sri Lanka. One of the venerable Santa Manasa found their formula for me, and I learned it because otherwise at every uposatha, the other bhikkhus are confused by what is it that you're reciting.
Yeah.
So when there's an offense, then we analyze it by 5 factors, and that's an excellent structure that in the Vinaya classes also we follow. Ajahn Thanissaro also adopted in his Buddhist monastic code. But this 5-factor analysis we looked at the other day, the history that this was this method was established in Sri Lanka when Venerable Buddhaghosa was writing his commentary. And so you won't find this you won't find this 5-factor analysis, for example, in the Mahavagga, which is an earlier text, but this is already in the later development. But it's a very good system. That's why I think everybody adopted it, because it gives a certain structure to, you ask certain questions about a situation and you're able to break it down to its particular factors. And so let's take an example. For example, Ajahn Gavisako, can I ask you to, let's take Parajika 2, for example, stealing. Like,
can we, just before that, can we have one more question about the previous thing? There's one more question here.
Please.
Yes, just about basically what we do in the Thai tradition is blanket confession as well. But
yes,
at the time
we
of
call
the
it
Buddha,
blanket confession too.
Yes, but in the time of the Buddha, they didn't do blanket confession, as I understood.
Yeah, that's right. So in that text that we read, in the sutta that you quoted, he says it's formulated like he's saying, I have fallen into itanamam apati-paṭidesanā. I have fallen into a certain offense, like that. So it's kind of, it means like it could be any kind of offense, but you could substitute the name. So it seems they would confess particular offenses they can remember. So that's why, although we do the blanket confession, we are encouraged to mention before in your own language the particular offense that you actually remember. But
yes, this is the part here in the Mahavagga, is that, this is a Venerable Ajahn Brahmali's translation. So he should approach a monk, bhikkhung upasankamitava, with one robe, and then he will declare, I have committed such and such an offense. Itanamang bhikkhung āpatti-paṭidesanā, tang-paṭidesami. So they would confess individual offenses, just like we also mention the particular instances of offenses before the blanket confessions. And then they would acknowledge each confession like that. But there's also a situation covered here, the confessing a doubt. That I'm unsure if I've committed such and such an offense. This is perhaps for the juniors, this is worth mentioning, is that if your conscience is not settled about something that happened, you're not sure whether it's was a pācitya or wasn't a pācitya or offense or not an offense, but you at least, if you mention the situation to the other venerable, then you know that you're not hiding anything.
Yeah, so that's not a problem. It's not an obstacle to doing the uposatha in that case. So you can just mention something more generally that you're not sure. But we do basically they say we do the blanket confession to kind of mention all the possible offenses you might have fallen into, and so that you kind of confess. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of monks don't go through the particular details of the offenses, so it's up to the kind of sincerity, I think, of every monk that's you are confessing with, whether he's going to do it or not.
And a good reason I usually mention about the blanket confession is that perhaps you mention, 2 or 3 pācityas that you remember, or you don't remember anything and you say, oh, nothing comes to mind. But then at the time of the recitation of the Patimokkha, then something occurs to you. And really, if you haven't mentioned it, then you should mention it then. But because of the blanket confession, you can remember that, well, I recited the blanket confession, that I confess everything that I don't remember. And so you don't have to interrupt the Patimokkha chanting.
Yeah, that's usually the reason for that. Yeah.
Sometimes it go to individual try to confess according to the book, and some monk go to another monk again and again until another monk need to move the kuti.
Yes, bother him too much. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's do an example for the factors. So for Parajika 2, which is about stealing. So just like a quick summary for the 5 factors, please, Ajanga Vesakho.
Intention. So one should have the mind of a thief, they say. And the mind of a thief is teya-cittena, so there is definitely that kind of intention of not wanting to be seen, want to get away with it. Then there should be and knowing, let's say, perception. You must know that it's what the object is, and that it does not belong to you. Like, no, being clear about the situation.
Or know that it is guarded.
Yeah.
It is guarded, kept, etc. Like, if something is just on the ground, then it is discarded. No one wants this. Nobody has possession over it. But if something has a fence around it, or it's in somebody's wallet or somebody's bag, then your perception is you know that it belongs to someone else.
Yeah, that's it. And the object has to be, there has to be some object that we are talking about that has to be taken. Okay, the value is that's we can discuss later what does it mean actually. But I guess there must be the thing is that there must be actually something that is being taken. This is we can talk later about copyright, where some monks argue basically that because they are not actually taking any object that it's not a Vinaya offense. So anyway.
So object can be a bit, sometimes a bit vague like that. But if it's like a physical item, then in order for it to be any candidate for a parajika offense, then it has to have a value over a certain amount.
Yeah.
And you can discuss how much that is according to the current value of gold and how many rice grain that is, but you'll go into the details of that later. Or sometimes one way of thinking about it would the law punish you over it?
Exactly. Is it objectionable? Yeah.
And then the effort.
Right. So there must be some effort to like starting with like moving towards it, making that initial effort, then maybe putting your hand on it, and then moving it from its base, and then taking it away. So there are all these steps of taking it, some kind of physical effort. And the result, I suppose, would be that it's removed from the owner. And
at the very least, it's removed from him. And if it's maybe the theft is completed, then you've acquired the item, or that's right. That you talk about it when you talk about analyzing the result. But so, this is an example of how the 5 factors are utilized. And so the blanket, the cases for almost all of the offenses, starting with the Parajikas, have these blanket exemptions that he is not in offense, he's Āpatti. If he is Ummattaka, he is he's a madman.
literally, ummataka is like, being mad, being, out of his mind, sometimes translated.
And these I take as a dative case, Ajangavisako.
Yeah, it is like Āpatti-paṭidesanā is like for him who is mad, it's not an offense.
So for him who is mad, crazy, out of his mind.
Yeah.
Okay, Kitta Chittassa is a compound of Kitta and Chitta.
That's quite
So
funny.
his mind is scattered. His mind is thrown around. Is deranged.
Yeah, it's kind of more than scattered. It's just really like Kitta is like literally thrown out or thrown around. So again, somebody completely out of his mind. I'm not quite sure what's the difference between the two. It must be defined somewhere.
Scattered, could be, you could just say he's unattentive, and that's often a non-offense.
But no, I don't think here. I would have to look it up, but I think this is much more than that. I think somebody like
yes, that's what I mean. Is that like the like this is almost like a clinical deranged. He's like a mentally
mentally not well.
But this also is a term, Kitta Chitta, so this is also described, Ajahn Thanissaro sometimes uses a spirit possession for it.
Exactly, that's what I thought of. Also, they associate it with being possessed by spirits. Yeah.
And the commentary supports this idea is that, so Kitta Chakko, the commentary defines this as yakadihi, by spirits.
By yakas.
By spirits. Vikkepamada apadita chitto. Vikepa is disturbed. So disturbed. Apadita is the effect or cause. That his mind is caused to be disturbed by a spirit. But this also means
today you could say like today somebody who is like schizophrenic or I don't know some psychotic cases, like we have in the monastery sometimes. Yeah. That would come under this, I think.
It doesn't have the contact with reality, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, also extreme forms of being distracted, for example, could also fall into it. Like if somebody is so out of his, mental, like he's so completely absorbed in being distracted by something, then he is mentally deranged. He's mentally, so worked up over something. that he might do something stupid out of that unbalanced mind state. So it's
it
not,
could be some psychological stress.
That's you could read this idea that that a spirit has taken possession of you. Is that you've gotten a mental virus from your phone that is controlling you. You've worked yourself over some issue that you heard about, or okay.
Yeah.
So Vedana Tassa is this is Vedana Atta.
Atta is from
Atta is recognized self, so he is overcome with Vedana. Here is a painful feeling.
But it's not from Atta, like the self. I think it's something else. It's I think like being touched or being struck, isn't it? Yeah, I have to look it up. But I think it means something else. Atta in that case is I think I'm being struck or being afflicted. It's from Atta.
Vedana Atta.
But is this one being afflicted? So there are two. That's right. Is this second one? I think. Vedana Atta.
No, this is so for the
Vedana
exemptions. He's afflicted with pain.
Yeah, I think that's it.
What did Atta mean in this one?
I think it's from some. It's not really explained here, is it? It's a root ad. That's it. Affliction from the root ad. It's some kind of unusual word, not very used, but it's not the same as atta. It means it's a verb.
No, not atta, but ad. And the T. So the double D undergoes a morphological change into T's. But it's so afflicted, not oneself. So afflicted atta with feeling, vedana.
With pain, basically.
With pain, yes, painful feeling. Or he is the first offender. He is the first one.
Adi means beginning or first. That's what is in the beginning. Adi kamika is the one who does it the first time, basically. Kamika. Adi kamika.
The first one before the rule, right? Not the first one.
That's it.
That's right. Even the first offender, before there was a rule, he can only be first offender once.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And so the other forms of non-offenses, so these are often repeated after the definitions of the Pācitya and the other rules. So these blanket exemptions, for example, these are common for Parajikas, and this other formula is found after Pācityas and Sakyas. So it's again, so recognize that you shouldn't take it that these are always exemptions, that certain rules will not have all these non-offenses, but they are fairly commonly applied. So asanchitya is no intention, no knowing.
Because sanchitya comes from sanchetana.
Sanchitya, yes. Sanchetana.
So done something, but he didn't really intend it, like an accidental action. Asatya is his mind is unaware, unmindful. Ajanatassa, he is not knowing that he's doing it, or again the madman, he is crazy,
Yeah.
or he is the first one. But
Yes.
you can't be a first offender anymore, so
Yes.
unless we're going to create new rules especially for you.
Yeah.
Which does happen sometimes, you find in monasteries there are new Kovat rules created exactly because somebody has found a way to go around the situation.
But you cannot declare it to be Āpatti-paṭidesanā or something like that because the Vinaya is closed. Basically, that's one thing we cannot do. We can interpret the existing rules, but we cannot add a category.
That's right. You can't create Pācitiyas. You can at least at most you can create local instruction. Instruction from your teachers are part of the Kovat tradition. Is that you have certain behaviors that are suitable and good to practice, but not following them is a dukkata, and it's a dukkata if it's not followed out of disrespect. If it's not followed because you're unmindful, not knowing, distracted, then again then there's no offense. And so for the Sakyas, there's much of the same. So no intention, asanchitya, asantiya, unmindful, ajanatassa, not knowing, gilanassa, he is sick or he is unwell.
Mm-hmm.
Or there are dangers, āpadasu. Āpada is adversity, misfortune, distress.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then again, being in a crazy state of mind or being the first offender. And then the commentary explains what kind of dangers it could be. So Āppada-suti, it explains that the dangers could be, for example, Balamika, which is wild animals.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're reciting the Patimokkha in the forest, and a bear comes charging at the assembly, then you can dismiss the Patimokkha. You can finish very quickly. Chora is thieves.
Anubandhanti, they follow after you.
Somebody follows you. Is that how this is?
The thieves follow after you. I think it's both. It says either the wild animals or the thieves are like running after you. So you can discard some Sakya rules, like you can start running, which normally you shouldn't run like that, or something like this.
And such dangers eva rupasu āpadasu anapatti. In the case of such dangers, these are not an offense.
That's
so again, I would like to leave the don't.
Locative.
Again, please.
It's plural locative. So in these circumstances, in these dangers, there is no offense. Eva rupa is such like or of such a kind. Eva rupa, and because it's eva rupa āpada, and then in the plural, in the locative, it's eva rupasu āpadasu. In such dangers, or it's used like with reference, in the context or with reference to such dangers. There is no offense.
That's right. But remember, just because you remember that we mentioned it, it doesn't necessarily mean in a particular rule. So you still have to think about in that case, is that a non-offense?
Sukkadhammasutta.
So let's read a sutta about this is about Hiri-ottappa.
We have Javira here. You can read it.
Yes, please. Javiro, please. Can you read us the...
Okay. So would Uttanye tam bhagavata uttamara hatati mesutang ve me bhikkhave sukkadhamma lokam balenti katame dve Hiri-ottappa. Okay, go on.
So let's stop there for a moment. Can you please describe what you recognize?
This one, you know.
I heard this from the Brazil.
No.
Okay.
So this is from Vuttanyetang. This is from Vutta.
It was said. It was said Vuttang etang, and the H is inserted. Vuttang etang. Vuttang etang.
To combine the two.
Yeah, to combine the two. Bhagavata
from the Brazil one.
By the Brazil one.
Vutta, say it again.
And then Vuttang Arahata. So again, it's combined. Vuttang, it was said by the Arahat.
Okay, so it's repeating.
Repeating the same. Yeah.
I heard.
Mesutang.
So Vuttanyetang is Vuttang. The N is because the Vutta in the accusative Vuttang. Is there a hi ajanga visako?
It could be a Vuttang hi etang, and then it gets combined like that, I think. Yes.
Yes.
Because in the second case,
and the ang and the nigahita and the h becomes a nya. Vuttanya. Vuttanhi etang. Vuttanyetang.
Is a kind of exclamation.
It's a kind of emphatic emphasis. And Vuttang Arahata, it was said by the Arahant. Me Sutang, it was heard by me. So Me Sutang is from Sunati, to hear. So it was heard by me. So notice there is only one T. It's not Sutta as it is double T. It doesn't mean Sutta with the double T is from Sutra in Sanskrit, and that is the thread, meaning thread, whereas here it means it was heard, that which is heard. And then Dve me.
So me.
No, so it's actually Dve ime. Dve ime, so means these two.
Okay.
Dve ime becomes combined into Dve me, these two, because
Vocative.
that's right.
So Dhamma, so the white Dhamma.
Yeah, the two bright states or bright dhammas, the bright qualities, you could say. So again, sukha is not sukha, as in happiness, but it means the bright or the white states, lokam balenti. So they do what? They
Protect the world.
Protect the world. Protect the world. So accusative, lokam. Paleti is like pala, as we have in Dhammapala, or the guarding, the protecting.
And the world here is the world of beings.
Yes.
What are these two? What are these two? It's Hiri and Ottappa.
So it's
Hiri is yes.
Cha. Hiri cha is sense of shame, and then ottapang. So because it's ottapang as a neuter, then it becomes ottapanya cha.
So these are nominatives.
Yeah.
But because the Hiri, the Ottapang is, like you said, neuter, so its nominative is not ending in O, but it's ending in ang, Ottapangcha.
Yeah.
So Hiri-ottappa is sense of shame, and Ottappa would be shame of wrongdoing.
Sorry. It's called what do you call it? Fear of blame and sense of shame and fear of blame. Consequences. That's it. Yeah.
But if would be the opposite, like Āpatti-paṭidesanā, Hiri-ottappa, it would
No. It would be Āpatti-paṭidesanā Hiri-cha.
Hiri-cha, okay.
You could swap it.
Hiri-cha, you don't have Hiri-cha.
No. Hiri. Okay.
Venerable Jyotiko, San Jyotiko, can I ask you to read us the next line?
I'll give it a try. Et matam bhagava avocha tate tam iti vuchati.
Thank you. So vuchati, he said. This will be the verb. So etam avocha is from vachati, is past tense. So it's past aorist. This was said. This was spoken. Etamatang. So this meaning. That's right. Tatetang iti vuchati. Regarding this, the following.
The following is said. Vuchati. It is said.
And then continues with the verse. Who could I ask to read? Venerable Atanyu, please.
Ye sanche Hiri-ottappa sabada chana vijati.
Until the next line.
Yeah.
Wakanta Sukkadhammasutta te jatimaranagamino.
Okay. So
Yesanche.
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 That's right.
Yesanche. Yesang is of those people. For those people. Of those people. Yesang of those people. For those people. Sabada cha navijati. So always navijati is not found, it does not exist. So for those people for whom always there is no Hiri-ottappa.
Sense of shame
yeah. So you can translate like those people who have never a sense of shame and fear of consequences. Right? Vakkanta sukhamula te jati jarana kamino. So they, te means they, these people we are talking about, they are vakkanta sukhamula. So they are like gone out of, like okkanti means to come out of, to arise from. So they are like they have deviated from the bright root. Like a bright meaning for the positive qualities, and root meaning the root qualities in the mind. So they have like deviated from the bright root source, yeah. And they are jati maranagamino. They are going towards birth and heading.
Vichati. What? Can you summarize the whole sentence again, please?
So vijati means to exist.
To exist.
Exist or present. Can be seen. And now vijati, so meaning doesn't exist. So now vijati doesn't exist. When, what doesn't exist? The sense of shame and fear of consequences doesn't exist. When does it? It always doesn't exist. And for these people, they are, so the ones who don't have Hiri-ottappa, they deviate from the bright root, and they are So this could be end of the clause here. And here we just imply that they are heading to birth, aging, and death. Jati, well, birth, death is only mentioned here. They are heading to being born and dying again. So there's no escape for them if they don't even have the basic sense of right and wrong, what is to govern their actions.
But what would be the difference between Santi and Vijati? Because it's kind of the same.
It's similar, yeah. Santi, Hiri-ottappa, Santi. It could be similar, but here Vijati is like to be found, to be seen, that doesn't exist. It's quite often used. Yeah, similar. Yeah.
Yeah, Navijati often comes up with qualities. Something is not found in somebody. Santi is more like the people who exist. So there were bhikkhus who were such and such, that those would be Santi. But if they have qualities, if they have mental certain attributes, then is more common with Vijati. Is that is not seen, not found in them.
Can you break the Jati Marana?
So Jati, Marana, Gamino.
Gamino.
Like that.
Heading to.
Tanadicho, can I ask you to finish the verse for us, please?
Yesancha Hiri-ottappa sada samma upatita viru la brahmacharya santo kina puna bhavati.
Thank you. What do you recognize here?
For those with that quality, with Hiri-ottappa, who who have it, established.
Always. So Samma is
in the right way.
Well, or well established, like thoroughly. Upatita is you recognize the root from ta, so it stands well or established.
Samma upatita, like in Satipatthana, Sati Upatthana, established.
Virula, Brahmacharya.
Virula, so the holy life can develop.
That's right. Virula is develop or mature or increase. They increase in the holy life. The te is again referring to the subjects, which are the people who are always established with Hiri-ottappa.
They are at peace.
That's right, Santo, they are at peace, peaceful.
No more becoming.
Kikina is destroyed or exhaust, but or wear out. And Punabhava is becoming, meaning rebirth.
What's the puna in that compound? Because bhava is the
again. So Punabhava is again becoming.
So why do there's two bees then? Is it punab and the compound?
Puna.
Well, why is there two bees, I guess, instead of?
Is the Sandy rules. But let's see
It always happens when you connect. Often the first letter of the second word will be doubled. Yeah, like so.
This is not. There's no. Yes, I think just simply that
Here it is below, the line below. Phonetic change. B becomes BB.
That's right. BB becomes BB. BBH. Phonetic change. Let's read Ajahn Thanissaro's translation also. It's a very nice translation for this.
Shame and compunction. Does anybody know the word compunction? I never heard it before.
I don't know. Compunction.
So those in whom shame and compunction are not always found, have strayed from the bright root, are headed to birth and death. But those in whom shame and compunction are always rightly established, who are mature in the holy life, they are calm, their further becoming ended.
What is compunction in English?
I think it's an English word, but I think it was last used by Shakespeare. Yeah, he likes to be original and find some new words always. Pricking, stimulation.
Synonyms of regret and remorse. The stinging prickling of the conscience.
Conscience, okay.
Uneasiness by conscience of feelings.
Yes.
Yes, Ireland has a shame and fear of wrong actions.
Yeah.
Not consistently found. And let's see Ajahn Sujato's solution as well if you're looking at prudence. He says prudence, conscience and prudence.
I think that's even worse because prudence means something else actually. Prudence means like wisdom, isn't it? Like,
yes, but he's the one who has to come up with something.
He has to come up with something.